It's Maverick and Michael. We're live again with you, and done with our Code 7, our break here, and we thought I'd take you live again with us. And be patient with us. We're trying to work out some kinks. Like right now, I'm looking at a frozen screen, but you guys are getting a good live picture. So we got to figure that out. I understand there's been an echo issue. Still an echo. Echo, echo, echo. So, not quite sure what the echo issue is. Had 2 mics on earlier, which could be part of it. Now we'll see if it's better. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the only way we can get all these bugs worked out is to go live and get it worked out with you and get your feedback.
So I got rid of the echo. Quiet. But...
Quiet though. Okay, that we can take care of. Bump that up a little bit. And testing 1, 2, 3. Stay with us. We're going to go ahead and head into downtown Sacramento. And you'll hear our in-car radios and different things. And some action breaks, which it often does. Downtown on Friday and Saturday nights.
Turn that mixer back down. Now you're out of the store.
Okay. Now we're overpowering.
Yeah.
We'll take you through the Loaves and Fishes area, North B Street and Ahern. As we head in towards downtown Sacramento. Radio's king in the news cruiser. So when we stop talking abruptly, it's because something's coming across the radio that we need to listen to. So folks who haven't been down in this area of just outside downtown Sacramento. Actually, I think they must have the winter shelters getting opened up because it's not as dense out here. Normally we'd have tents on both sides of the street lined up just like you see them on the right. Oh, some good rats running around. There we go.
Can you try using the mic on the tab instead of the new one?
Yep, we'll switch mics. Okay, we're switching microphones here. Someone walking in the middle of the street. We're left off camera. And this strip right along here is usually packed with tents as well. So I'm thinking they must have got the winter.
It's a lot better.
A lot better? Okay. So I'm hearing our audio is much better now. If you have some questions for us, go ahead and throw them in, and we'll answer them as we can. There are some questions we won't answer, such as what equipment we use, how we do what we do. We don't talk about our processes, as our English friends would say. British. We always seem to have, when we are out and about, our viewers, our regular viewers know, we run circles around the newsrooms. It just is what it is. Not trying to toot our horn or anything. Well, it's okay to toot our own horn. But it's just matter of fact, most of the local reporters, producers, newsrooms follow our page. So that's how they find out about breaking or action things that are going on. We have field photogs from most of the major outlets. Tell us they watch our page when they're in the field to make sure they're not missing anything. So we're on 12th Street, headed southbound right now into downtown Sacramento. And not very busy through here, but we'll get into some parts where you're going to say, wow, is it dinner hour? The traffic's going to be so packed.
So also 5-1 traffic stop.
This is 12th and I. This is becoming a notorious intersection. Right to your right there is Bangkok 12 that has been suffered damage twice. You see it's boarded up there. About 6 months ago, Fire Engine 2. Hey guys. About 6 months ago, there was a major accident and vehicle crashed into the restaurant, and they just reopened from that construction. They were shut down for almost 5 months, and 5 days after they reopened, another vehicle accident. Vehicle crashed in through the front window on 12th Street side, and the light pole with the signal light and the pedestrian light crashed through the I Street side window. Thankfully, no pedestrians or patrons were injured. There were some minor to moderate injuries for those involved in the accident. One vehicle was overturned, and then just weeks after that again had another overturned vehicle right in the same intersection. Wow, look at this. Wow. All right. Nice turn from the third lane. Okay, so we'll roll with it. Downtown Sacramento at night, if you're driving around, you need to be a very good defensive driver. We avoid quite a few potential accidents. Wrong way drivers, we get a lot of wrong way drivers. Hey, engine 2 again, look at that. So folks just aren't familiar with driving in downtown. Let's see, we got check on some questions, see if there's anything we can answer.
How long have you been freelancing?
Oh, we're not freelance anymore. We are an independent news agency. Our history, we were freelance news, known as news stringers, for quite some time. Myself, I've been a photojournalist since I was about 12, working for my local newspaper in the Ventura County area. And then became, here in Sacramento, became what...
Quality description is Dominic Anderson, mailbox 25, 510, medium bill for insured black scan.
Okay, so involved in a fight, and they're putting out a warning for officers. If you watch the Netflix series Shot in the Dark, you will see what it used to be like here in Sacramento. News stringers were the front line of news, captured all the action, and all the local news stations bought from us and other news stringers in the area until the stock market crash, the economy crash occurred. and then they all lost their budgets to pay us, which laid us all off. Personally, I was making about $1,000, $2,000 a month, so you can imagine just all of a sudden a layoff like that just can be a not good situation. But our team stuck together, and because we're community minded more than money minded, and we were focused on keeping you informed so you can be aware and safe. Looks like a possible DUI driver here. CHP has out and talking with on J Street between 22nd and 23rd. So our team stuck together, and we had a vision, and we realized we needed to figure out a way to create a paycheck again. And personally, I never liked the chasing news for money invoices. It was a chase and very high competition. And I'm sorry, but folks with their lives in the balance, we meet people on their worst day every single day. How many people have died and someone's house burning down shouldn't be an exciting thing. Oh, I'm going to make more money because there were 4 bodies, that just doesn't sit well with me or our team. So we're actually kind of glad to see that happen, but we still need to make a paycheck. So we created the nonprofit, and it took us about 2 years to get our nonprofit status. We just acquired that a few months ago, and so we're looking, what is this person doing? Wow. So hopefully we're hoping we're going to get a significant amount more of viewer support. It covers kind of a vast range because we're not just about news. If you go to com1group.org for Community First Group, com1group.org, you can see what our whole nonprofit is about. And on the larger level, we're about helping to reduce crime and victimization. So we're not just about photojournalism and news. This is the Lavender Heights area, and like I said, we're going to get into some spots you're going to think, wow, is this like dinner hour? No, it's, just about, what time are we getting to? 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning? Yeah, 1:30. And don't forget to set your clocks back an hour if you haven't already. You get an extra hour of sleep tonight. So again, this is Lavender Heights. You got Faces on the left, Badlands and Depot on the right, Lowbra over there to the right, kitty corner, and Mangoes to the left. We have a lot of fights in this area, and just being, public safety news, we try to be as authentic as we can. And this is becoming the most violent area in downtown Sacramento at night. And not sensationalizing that, there just a few moments ago, right before we went live, there was another good-sized fight in this area. We cover a lot of fights and violent situations in this area if you scroll back to our page. And folks not paying attention, walking across, and people stopping in front of you, and all that stuff. So that's one area. That's the Lavender Heights area. You have another question there, Michael?
Somebody asked, do the cops wave at you?
Yeah, they do. We have a very good, as you see, as we just went by there, we have a very good working relationship with the local law enforcement and the fire department, primarily because our authenticity, the way we cover news. We just show up and we don't put a spin on it. here's the news. Here's what's going on. Here's your window to the scene. Even when we produce our news videos, you'll notice if there's a battalion chief we have interviewed or a public information officer, they are our reporter. Mainstream media will do what they call package a story, and they'll use bits and pieces from that PIO statement along with the reporter and different areas and putting in their own narrative. We don't. We believe you should just get it straight from the horse's mouth as much as possible. And that's how we do our news coverage.
So yes, we're in a Crown Vic.
Yes, we are in a Crown Vic. We are a 2010 Ford Crown Victoria P71 Police Interceptor. It is the best platform for us to run all of our radios and all of our gear. This is another one of our busy areas. This is the Park Ultra Lounge area at L and 15th. It's probably our, what would you say, our third most violent area,
Yeah.
Michael?
Yeah.
And then our next most violent area is the K, 10th and K area. Old Sacramento was getting to be a spot there for a while when a couple of specific clubs were there. And issues were always at those clubs. I mean, brawls in the middle of the street, and Old Sac would be packed. Here's a party bus for you. Just over here on the left, we had a very intoxicated individual attempt to crash through the gate there going into the Assembly and Senate members' entrance at the Capitol overnight. They shut down 10th Street every Friday and Saturday night to control traffic. Excuse me.
Saying Old Sac was wonderful. It felt homey.
Yeah, Old Sac is wonderful. It's getting busier during the daytime. I don't know if folks, if you've heard our locals, if you know Fat City. Fat City is going to be shutting down, I believe, this month, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many wrong-way drivers a night you see at this hour?
Oh, wow. Well, if we go over and sit at L and 20th, we will have, within about a half-hour period, no exaggeration, we'll have 3 to 5 wrong-way drivers. A lot of times we can honk our horn, flash our lights, and get them stopped as they come around the corner almost at us. And help get them turned around.
Pete's almost been there.
No, it's been there about 2 months now. Pete's Pizza, I think. Haven't been there yet. Have any of our viewers that are watching, have you been to Pete's Pizza there on J and, what was that, 8th, 9th?
Oh, I haven't seen London yet.
Yeah, London is a new club that took the place of Parlar. Parlar, there was a pretty significant shooting there a while back, and it shut the club down. The next week we had a shooting at another club on J Street
Here.
at the pier. Was that pier there or was it Zukar?
Here.
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 It's pier, that's right. And that has since been shut down.
So, Miss Pamela Anderson says she loves Pete's Pizza.
Oh, you love Pete's Pizza? All right. Well, came from Miss Pamela Anderson, so that's a good recommendation. So we'll have to check that out. One of our day shifts when they're open. We just passed by the convention center. If you didn't notice there, you may not have recognized it because half of it's torn down. I say it's actually fairly quiet tonight so far.
Calm before the storm.
Yeah, calm before the storm. Wait till club kickout.
They have an extra hour tonight.
Oh yeah, the next. So now the question is,
Smoke investigation in the area of Loma Verde Way and 29th Street.
smoke investigation, Loma Verde Way and 29th Street. We won't go to that. So here's the question, Michael. So are they gonna? Oh, hold on, we got another fire dispatch.
35 to 31.
Nope.
Code 4.
So are the nightclubs going to run an extra, or will they continue on the standard clock? I think last year.
I think they tend to stay open one extra hour.
What's an extra hour revenue?
Yes.
Significant revenue. An extra hour for the parties and revelers. We'll head down to the Harlow's area, 27th through 28th. And it's funny, we always tell folks that are with us, family and friends, or whoever, you drive through downtown Sacramento, and your landmarks are Mike's camera. Oh, here's our gentleman getting his sobriety tests. 12th and L Lincoln, what was that? We have something going on at 12th and L. We'll be checking into that. Ask if units code. When you're when you're in downtown Sacramento, it's a good idea to watch where you're opening your doors. And we've got units going code 3 to 12th and L Street. So we're going to step it up a little bit here. And the sergeant has 3 individuals detained at 12th and L.
35 number reduced.
Units are just told to reduce their code 3. And here we have someone else stopped in the middle of the street for us. Uber and Lyft drivers, consider traffic. Oh, isn't this a wonderful moment? Here, we'll go around you, it's all right. If you are a Uber or Lyft driver and you don't know about InZone yet, look up InZone Facebook group. And it's a wonderful group of Uber and Lyft drivers that have organized in the area. We'll be speaking there this coming Monday night at the Black Bear Diner at their gathering. So if you're an Uber or Lyft driver, it's a good time to jump in, and we will get to see you this coming Friday night. And we've been invited to come speak at InZone. So we will look forward to seeing you folks there. One of our regular viewers and supporters, Jennifer, heads that group up. We don't know what the situation was at
1033, code 4, any other units coming out here?
12th and L.
Copy, any additional responding 12th and L, code 4.
She's canceling additional units.
Officer 2, negative, call 11, please.
Alpha 32, it's 357-033, 357-033.
I have a question.
Yeah, you have a question.
Who is that sergeant we heard?
Oh, who is that sergeant?
I don't know their name, but what is their function?
Oh, she is the entertainment team sergeant. Michael, what is the entertainment unit?
The entertainment unit, the entertainment team, is a specialty assignment for SAC PD. They oversee the entertainment district in downtown, which is roughly Old Sacramento up to about 20th Street, although it does include the Harlow's area. If there's anything that happens at a club or a bar or any sort of entertainment type business down here that has a license, they take notice of it. They will respond. If there needs to be any sort of consequence towards the club against their license, they will look into that. If there needs to be any sort of proactive policing in a certain area that's been having some trouble, they'll tend to hang out in that area. But their focus is the downtown entertainment district.
That's great. Yeah, and people don't realize there are consequences to the nightclubs. They're even responsible. They're tasked by the department to keep their sidewalks clear of patrons, and they get the point system against them, don't they, Michael?
Yep.
Some type of thing.
Yep, they have a point system, and they can get fined if they don't have their sidewalk cleared by a certain time. If there's any alcoholic beverages that make it outside of their business, if they're over-serving alcohol, the entertainment district will talk to the ABC unit, and ABC unit will take a look into that part of it. They also oversee when you go into a club, your photo is taken and your ID is scanned. They oversee that program.
Okay, we're at 12th and L Lincoln. This is where the sergeant has 3 folks detained, and for some reason this person can't figure out that he can go around.
Right now, the boat is coming to rest at the Ride Hotel dock. It's on Highway 160 downriver from the original dispatch.
Copy, coming to rest at the Ride Hotel dock, Highway 160.
We have a question from Krista. If we ever cover citrus sites, we are trying to expand anywhere that we can. We have a team member up that way, and when he's available, he'll try to cover incidents up that way.
And that goes back to our viewer supporting. We don't have the resource. We can't pay anybody right now because we don't have viewer support like we need to have. So it's volunteer status. So we do have a volunteer that is helping out in that area as he can. And but that's not regular coverage. And the way we work, some folks ask how we figure out our coverage. I see we have another question coming in while we're checking that out. The way we do our coverage is we centralize from downtown. Downtown is our default, even daytime, and we work out from downtown depending upon the level of priority and how much fuel we have. It really, not even kidding, it depends on what fuel we have, will depend on what calls we run on. Like right now, we're actually running too much because we're doing this virtual ride along with you tonight. And we should be staged because we're on kind of low fuel status right now. But if folks would like to help out with that, You can go to psnews.us /donate or click on the How Can I Help, and there's ways you can help us out with that. And just that, even that right there helps increase our news coverage by making more fuel available for the news cruiser. And we have team members that drive their personal vehicles in their areas and burn their personal fuel and their personal time, and that's their investment into bringing you news coverage. So I mean, this literally comes our pockets, and a lot of folks don't realize that. We had another question there, Michael.
Yeah, so Ginger, back to the entertainment team, has a question on why your picture would be taken and your ID scanned if you just want to go into a bar. That's a City of Sacramento requirement. If you are causing any trouble there, you know they can reference the list for the night and figure out who you are in case they need to do any sort of follow-up with you. I've talked to the bartenders. The information's kept for 30 days, and you can get banned for a week or more, or permanently. And that way they have your photo, they can pass around your photo to their other bars if they need to, etc. But it's only used for purposes of reacting to if there's an incident. It's not used for any other marketing or anything like that. It's a City of Sacramento thing, not owned by the bars.
So they scan the ID when you come into nightclubs now here in Sacramento. They scan your California ID, your driver's license or passport, and you're in that system. And so now they have a list of if crimes happen, they can identify who that individual is that's perpetrated that crime, such as fights. There are a lot of fights and a lot of people assaulted in and around the nightclubs. And now they're able to identify those folks. And as Michael said, if there are individuals who cause problems, they can flag it, and you can be banned from the clubs and be known that you are banned from the clubs and that you're a problem individual. So it's actually a good system of accountability.
It's also a immediate, as you're at the doorway, to know, yes, this person is over the age of 21 or is not, and then they can give you a wristband, and that way the bartender doesn't need to check your ID. You've already been checked by the time you get in.
Good stuff. Hope that answered your questions. What else? I think you can kind of see, I mean, here we are almost 2 o'clock in the morning. And you can see it's pretty busy down here in downtown Sacramento. A lot of folks don't realize this nightlife is occurring at the level that it is.
2132 4th Avenue. No person, 2132 4th Avenue. For time 1 engine 5, medic 12, fire map 189, Delta 3, operation G3.
We'll spin around the block and sit. We have what we call our staging areas when we're kind of in our fuel reduction mode. One of those is L and 20th. We'll spin around there and see if we have any wrong way drivers come our direction. And we can answer some more questions. Looks like we have 27 viewers right now. We thank you guys for hanging out with us. If you would, this is one thing that helps us out tremendously. There's that share button, and if you would share this live broadcast and ask your friends to join us. There's also a way there where you can invite. There's an invite option, and that's kind of like handing a personal invitation to their messenger, and kind of pops up on their phone. Hold on a second.
Call originated. About 5-10 minutes ago, where a male was dragging a female.
Male was what?
Currently standing by in the lobby. His name is Michael Rock. Still at adult 61250. It's a return call. She's with security. 1230 J Street.
Okay, 1230 J Street at the Sheraton. A male drag.
Oh.
Whoa, 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 whoa. See? Defensive driving. This is at Ellen 20th. We're going to head to Sheraton. It's about a
29th and E, Edward.
29th and E. We had a
Vehicles on 60 on 29th Street.
eastbound 29th
That's in the
Street.
area, 29th and E, and a vehicle that took off Silver Jaguar 6 Spring.
Silver Jaguar that took off from Highway Patrol on E. Heading east. Oh, we had another question there, Michael. It popped up. Don't have it? Okay. So if we don't get to one of your questions right away, either something's going on or it hasn't popped up on one of our devices yet. So be patient with us. The public house. There's some interesting history there, Michael. It was Firestone, the Firestone Public House. Why is it no longer the Firestone Public House?
Because the Firestone Tire Company kind of threatened that they were using their trademark because that at one point was Firestone Tires, the tire company, and they closed. And so, as a homage to them, if you want to call it that, the Firestone Public House opened there and called themselves Firestone
Public House.
Public House.
Yeah.
And the Firestone Tire Company said, nope, that's our name, can't use it. Because apparently people might get confused that maybe it's a tire shop and not a bar.
I guess so. I thought it was a neat, they said homage to him. That was kind of a historical building. I remember it way back. Old-time locals might remember when it was the tire shop, and where all the glasses at. That was open, and that's where you drove in. And the bays were back in where the back part of the restaurant's at. It was a garage, Firestone tire shop.
Passing Fire Station 2 right now on the right. Home of the 1st Battalion.
Those guys don't get a lot of sleep.
No, they don't.
And our firefighters and paramedics work 48-hour shifts. So when you're working at a station like Station 2, Station 6, Station 1, you don't get a lot of sleep. What we got there?
A couple questions. First one, can we go into Old Sac?
Yes, you are more than welcome to go into Old Sac. It's a wonderful location here in Sacramento. You can access it. And we were over there earlier.
Another question we have are, what are the main nights that our crews are out?
Oh, our main nights are Friday and Saturday nights. We also cover Sunday nights, and then Monday and Tuesday daytime. Well, Monday night nights. Let me back up. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights. Sometimes Saturday during the day, depending on schedule availability. Monday during the day, Monday nights, Tuesday during the day, and Tuesday nights. are our main core, almost guaranteed coverage time frames. We usually do not cover during the dinner hour because it is just absolutely insane, and to get anywhere throughout Sacramento is next to impossible. So in a timely manner before it's over with. Unless it's what we call a major, so we consider, we have what we call our major incidents, and we have majors.
3952 about Dewey Alley and 21st Street.
1 second.
91 open line from a phase 2 mapping within 21 meters of this 925. It sounds like a pocket dial with someone walking, possibly running.
Into that. What else do we have there, Michael? Did I answer those questions? Did we answer those questions?
Yeah, you were going into the difference between majors and majors.
Oh, majors and majors. That's kind of our little fun designator. Well, I don't know if it's fun, but majors, are significant vehicle accidents, vehicle rollovers, single person shot. Those are majors. Majors would be officer involved shootings, explosions, evacuations, bomb threats, devices. Yeah, multiple people shot. We got a gathering over here on the sidewalk. Not sure what this is about. We got a whole bunch of people lined up sleeping in sleeping bags right there on the sidewalk.
That doesn't look like home. That looks like they're waiting for coming to the shop.
Yeah, that's interesting. I have
On
no
that side, too.
clue. On both sides of the street, I have no clue what that's all about.
Doubt they're already getting ready for Black Friday.
Yeah, probably not getting ready for Black Friday.
No.
We did hear Popeyes is having their chicken sandwich. There's not Popeyes back there, is there? I forgot that's tonight. So Popeyes has their chicken sandwich Sunday, which is coming up today, and people are going to be camping out, and that was something we wanted to check out. I've completely had a big major event at my church this weekend that I helped host, and so my brain was out to lunch, focused on that for 2 solid days. So I'm just kind of getting back in touch with reality on the streets here. So now we're heading into Old Sacramento. Go ahead.
So we have some questions about Old Sacramento.
Oh, okay.
Some people are asking, are the so-called tunnels, do they actually exist?
Yes, they do. I have toured that, and you can tour that, but not necessarily tunnels, but it is underground. So as we pull into Old Sacramento here, where we are actually, there is a whole level underneath of us. It goes from here, right here where we're at now, east. So we're facing north. So Joe's Crab Shack is on our west. And so east up to 19th Street, the whole city was raised many, many years ago because of flooding. Right over to our left is the water, is the Sacramento River. As we go down this street here, this is Nesham, you'll see over here on the left how these windows are really low to the ground, and see how it drops down. And as you walk through Old Sacramento, especially the old brick buildings, you'll see some areas where you'll see part of a window, an arched window like that, kind of like peeking up from the sidewalk. And you see how low these windows are right here. And that was part of the, those were at a normal level at one time. I'm going to loop back around because they put a new bike path. So we're going to loop back around. We'll come back into Old Sacramento. So this is all kind of a newer area. This is Nesham, and there's that part that just went over. It's kind of cantilevers out over the freeway. It's brand new. That's a brand new entrance into Old Sacramento.
Somebody asked, what did they do to raise it?
Wow, you know, I'm not old enough to know. That was done before my way before my time. We're gonna flip around and head back in. They're working on developing this whole part of the waterfront area of Sacramento, and now we're facing the backside of the Embassy Suites and coming back around on Nisham. You know, I do not know the process of that, but you can if you check into the museum. I can't remember the name of the museum here in Old Sacramento. They do the tours, the underground tours from there, and it is quite interesting. You can go through and you can see actual artifacts. They've left them in place, and they're actually brothels, underground brothels in Sacramento. I'm not sick. I just got a dry throat from talking so much this weekend. And we still have some of our cobblestone roads going through here. I'm going to get off the cobblestone because the Vic doesn't like it that well. About a half hour ago, 45 minutes ago, this was very busy. This has cleared out quite a bit this evening. There is some clubs and some bars here in Old Sacramento that have kept a pretty significant nightlife here in the recent couple of years. Pretty soon, in the next few months, I see the lighting is getting set up already up here on the left. We'll be having the Christmas tree. It's that time of year coming up, I know. But there will be special lighting. You see that up there on the top, right up above there, us? This whole street right here will be set up as a living theater. Becomes a Okay, we're getting reports of shots fired somewhere.
Motel 6 on 30th.
Motel 6 on 30th Street. We're going to start. Okay, Motel 6 on 30th Street. We're going to start heading that direction. Reports of shots fired on 30th Street. And we're going to ask you to hold your questions for right now. And we're going to be focused on this call. We'll be listening to the radio traffic and paying attention to traffic as we work our way to this call. And this person doesn't have a stop sign, and they're holding things up. We are going to loop around through the Amtrak lot and to the freeway. We know a few shortcuts.
There is a question that might be able to be answered while we're on our way.
Okay, let's go for it, as long as we don't have radio traffic.
How's the downtown mall doing? Is it doing better than 9 years ago? Because it was losing stores back then.
Okay, first I'm going to ask, don't be upset with me. I'm going to ask what rock you live under. You know what? We're going to go out a different direction real quick because we don't have any reports of a victim. So I'm going to, since we're right here, I'm going to sidetrack for you. And we're going to pull out facing what used to be known as the Downtown Plaza, which is no longer exists. There's the Kaiser Permanente building, and straight ahead of us is what used to be the Downtown Plaza. It is now the Golden One Center, the Golden One Arena, and the DOCO, the Downtown Commons area. No longer known as the Downtown Plaza. We're going on 3 years now?
Yeah, 2-3 years.
Yeah, 2 or 3 years where the Kings play.
Part of the mall is there, but it's a very small section.
True. Yeah, so the west end of the mall is still there. Macy's, the theater. They redid the theater. They redid that whole area. And I gotta say, they really did a really neat job doing it. It's got some really neat sitting areas and socializing areas. Some really good restaurants are up there now. They did a great job with that. Macy's is down to one building. Yeah, we had another question pop in. I think we're good for take some more.
Is Hard Rock Cafe still there?
No, Hard Rock Cafe was gone several years ago. I want to say, I'm guessing, probably a good 5 to 8 years ago. Hard Rock Cafe pulled out.
It's now Sauce.
Sauce, that's right. All right. I just got a engine light indicator and a low tire indicator at the same time. So we're going to pull off and check into those. So if you'll stand by with us, I think it might be an electronics issue. So instead of continuing to this incident, we'll make sure our news cruiser is safe. So we're going to pull off here on 5th and Broadway area. And we're going to do a Her radios are really scratchy. So we'll stay rolling. We're just going to pull off here and do a quick safety check on the news cruiser. And be right back with you.
Okay, 1 minute to NT2 unconscious person 1123 12th Street. L is in Lima and K is in Kilo Street. Unconscious person 1122 12th Street. Okay, 1 minute 202 fire map 149 Alpha 3 operation C3.
Tom, 0 John Paul, 604 801.
I got the heads back. No record on file.
Tires are all good. We're going to do an engine restart.
When you want to try again?
Yeah, give me a second.
I think one of the sensors went bad on one of the tires. I think we're good to continue.
478.
Okay, we're going to continue to that call. So say public safety news, safety first. So if our news cruiser isn't safe, we're not safe to go anywhere. Any more questions there?
Do you have a code reader
Code reader.
for the engine?
Oh, code. Yeah. Yes, we do. Yeah, we have a really wonderful shade tree mechanic. You can look him up on Facebook, Jose Gomez. If you need a mechanic, shade tree mechanic, that will help you out. He is a young man who is very astute and does a wonderful job. He loves Crown Vics and he does great work on our car. It keeps the news cruiser running.
Units on the weapons call. The male advised the failed pointed to failed to deny to you.
So we actually, these Crown Vics throw codes a lot. We usually have the engine light on. It was just actually off, surprisingly, for the past few days after we just replaced the battery. And so the code's reset. So we were on the complete opposite end of downtown from this call. So 30 blocks, actually about 28. Typically we're pretty close to calls, so especially when it's a shots fired call, we will get close into the area and usually stage about a block or two out and wait for officers to arrive. We are not, it's not uncommon for us to arrive on scene before law enforcement. So we will get there and wait for their arrival and then follow in behind them as it is safe. We're in what's known as the XW area, the 50 freeway is to our left. It's the freeway that borders the south end of downtown Sacramento. It's also a high transient area. That's as you watch our page, one thing we are very specific about, we have defined we have set distinct definitions to homelessness and transient, and we are staunch on those definitions. Homelessness is a situation folks are in and they're working themselves out of. Transients are individuals who are homeless, but they choose to remain in the situations that they are in and have no want or regard for responsibility, and have no qualms on preying on the general public and wanting your support. We do not have a homeless problem, we have a drug problem here in Sacramento. It's not uncommon to other areas. If you watch the hour-long documentary done very well on YouTube, just look it up on YouTube. It's called Seattle is Dying. You will see exactly what is happening here in Sacramento right now, and it will be quite enlightening to you. We talk to many transients, and folks get upset with us at times here on our page, and they will, in capital letters with an exclamation point, stop calling them transients. They're unhoused persons. It just feels better, quote unquote. I'm gonna be clear about this. This is not something to feel better about. This is a major situation, and it is an ugly situation, and there is nothing to feel good about it. And we're not here to help folks feel better, and we're not necessarily politically correct here at Public Safety News. We're authentic. So if you don't appreciate that, you may not want to follow our page. Just say it like it is. We will not change our position on that. By being authentic, we're helping to put a true light on the situation that's at hand and impacting our area in a very significant way.
One subject is going to be a female blonde hair and a black jacket. You have a male suit jacket with a black button and a veil. Gray and white hooded sweatshirt over the head.
So we're still here heading to a shots fired call at Motel 6. Sounds of shots fired in a motel room. It's off 29th. Oh, it's between 29th and 30th, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's our cross?
Hell. pole on the side of the street there. They're flashing red.
Oh, there, yeah. Huh. We're just noticing a little flashing red light up there on the pole on the box. Okay, we know officers are here at the Motel 6. I'm just going to take a flyby. And they're over there on the other side. Actually, did we get a new camera? It looks like, actually, it's one we've had for a long time. It's, if you've followed some of our recorded virtual news, virtual ride-alongs, it's from this camera. And we're gonna, can't lift it now. Close that off. Room 239 at Motel 6 is where the shot came from.
Spotting units are head to the front. I've got long eye on it. The back. Backside, second floor, southeast corner. Room looks dark. Copy. We're down the street on the opposite side on Carly, just east of Alhambra.
Okay, so officers are actually in the area.
Since the room is on the south side and the front office of this motel is shielded by the building, we're sending a unit there to try and make contact with the worker and get more information.
All right, so they have reports of shots fired in a room over here at the Motel 6, and it's going to be on the back side through that walkway.
Like 7, looks like I saw a security guy walking around the first floor. I want to grab him, so I think we'll take this straight to the steps.
Book investigation next to 924 San Juan Road, Sky 3, Exit 18, Fireman Point 09 Level 3, Operation P2.
This is a lot of what we have to do sometimes is that we get in the area and we wait. Officers are going to take their time on this, and when they have reports of shots fired in a room or something, or in a dwelling, they're going to take it step by step to ensure safety. They don't just go rushing in like some people think happens on TV. They're gathering intel right now. They're having an officer go to the office, talk to the employee, try to find out who's in that room, gather all the information they can. Then they'll probably attempt to establish contact by phone, call into the room, see if they get any response. They just have a process they go through, and they don't just rush into things. I think get better view on the back side.
Inside 40, Mr. Park Court.
We're going to go around the block and see if perchance we can get a better safe view. When it's a tactical situation, we will not go live. Someone mentioned when we had the SWAT situation the other day, they were surprised that we weren't live. And for safety reasons, most tactical or SWAT situations, we will not go live, because that individual who is in there could be one of our followers. It could be up on our live broadcast, and
You can show me 906 on call 995 and I'll advise you now everything is checking okay so far.
when it's a tactical situation, you have officers in certain areas getting into positions, snipers, so on and so forth, and it would not be a good thing for us to be live and let the bad guy know where those officers are at. So we just we post photos of maybe SWAT arriving or the police cars in the area, or general photos of the general scene area, as we did on that SWAT situation. And we'll post photos of the actual scene later after it's over. If we do go live, we won't show tactical locations of officers. And once again, we're on a shots fired call at Motel 6 off of 30th Street and N on the east end of downtown Sacramento. We're trying to get into a better position to get a view of the back side, where this room is at. We have a report of I think it was one shot fired in a hotel room. They don't know status of anybody in that room. And officers just taking things step by step, gathering intel on who may be occupying that room and that situation. Okay, it's not a good spot for us on that end. We'll go around the block here. Officers do have an eye on the room from a distance as they gather intel. So some radio traffic we're hearing, it sounds like there's normal activity at that room in question. Folks going in and out. So it is possible that's an unfounded call.
Firm, female white, backpack, just exiting the complex.
And that actually happens
And ourselves
semi-frequently.
From where we are, and I haven't seen anybody exit.
Actually, I wanted to go one more block. We're gonna go around one more block. We got officers out here on the front side. It's going to be on the back side of these rooms here that we're looking at. And we're going to finish out this call with SAC PD and then we'll shut down our virtual ride-along for the night. This right here was a vehicle into a building several months ago, and this has not been tended to, which is interesting. Is that bring us on the backside? Okay, so there's an officer there dead ahead of us on the left. We're gonna pull over here.
Contact on maintaining eyes on the unit on McCarty.
Oh, so the room is right there, or along there. Obviously, it's pretty dark where we're sitting, but we've got a long view of the room. So we're going to go ahead. This is probably going to wind up being an unfounded call. We're going to go ahead and shut down our live broadcast for tonight. And once again, joining us. If anything turns out, we'll post it up on the page as a regular news post. But this is just kind of how our nights go. And so you kind of got an idea of what we do night to night. And we'll start doing more of these virtual ride-alongs. We're probably going to be putting it under our subscribers section for subscribers only. So if you want to ride along with us virtually once in a while, you want to be part of that subscribers group and become a PSN subscriber. And we thank you again for joining us and for sharing our page. Thanks for all your questions, and we enjoyed those. And again, just make sure you're a PSN subscriber, and we'll probably start doing these on a regular basis. This is Maverick Public Safety News in downtown Sacramento. Thank you for joining us, and we sure appreciate it.